screen that looks like that right up there that just says, thanks for submitting your quiz. And it says, please answer these questions to the best of your ability. That's what I titled the quiz as, just so it'd be nice and bold for us today. You could have the title of the document up there, and that's what it'll appear. How many people were able to take the whole 10-question quiz? Okay, how many people got locked out somewhere along the way? Okay, all right.
Mark, can I ask a question about
Yeah.
that? Because you're using this in your classroom right now, does that happen when you have all of your students doing that at once?
I have used this on in lab situations where they're all hardwired, so we have not had a problem. I've used it during staff developments when it's just the faculty in the building. We have not had problems. We're not one-to-one yet, so I will tell you next September if it works. So, okay. Well, here was I mean, not to insult your intelligence. You guys are, know what you're doing here. But when I was writing these questions up, I kind of wanted to come up with some questions that I would potentially want to ask my students coming into class someday. So next year at West, on Tuesday over at North, you guys are going to have iPads. You could have, by the way, this is done on a Google form. So you do need to have background knowledge on Google Forms to do it, but that's something that you can learn and figure out, different time and place if you're not familiar with it. Say I gave them a reading on the American Revolution, and I wanted to find out when they're coming into class, what did they get from the reading from last night? And so the first few questions here, question 1, obviously, total recall. The next three questions, not necessarily a right or wrong answer, but just questions to let me see what they got from the reading. Question 5, open-ended. What questions do you still have? A couple more factual questions. And if the board work for the day, the opener is go to your Gmail account, pull up the quiz I emailed to you, or that I put in Blackboard for you. You can have them do this in the first 3-4 minutes of class. Now, you can see right here, responses. There are 22 people that have taken this quiz between the people last hour who could get in and the people in here who could. Okay? Let me show you first what I'm going to do here. Script Manager. Scripts is the third thing I want to show you guys today. A script is basically a program that you can install in Google Drive or Google Spreadsheets to have it do something additional for you. I'm going to go to Script Manager. No, I'm not going to go to Script Manager. I'm going to go to, where's that's not what I want. 1 second. There we go. Into responses. Here are all the responses that have been sent in. They get sent in the form of a spreadsheet. Now, I'm going to go to, hopefully it shows up here, I'm going to go to Tools, I'm going to go to Script Gallery, and the script that I'm going to share with you guys today is called Flubberoo. Funny name, powerful script. Okay, and I'm going to install it right now. This has not been pre-installed. So I wanted to show you guys how fast you could do this in your classes. All right, I am going to authorize it to install. I'm going to give it permission to access all of those things. And now I close it out, and you will see that I now have Flubberoo. Let me zoom in on this a little bit for you guys. Okay, Flubberoo was now installed on this spreadsheet. I click on Flubberoo, and Flubberoo is a quiz grader. So I'm going to say, grade the assignment. Now what you have to do is you have to go through and you have to basically set up how you want it graded. So it's going to, for every question that you've written, it's going to ask you what you want to do. Okay? Based on last night's reading, this I believe is going to be what inspired the revolutions. The correct answer is the Enlightenment. I want that to be worth 1 point. The first name of the student is just going to identify the student. The next 4 questions were open-ended questions where there's not a right or a wrong answer. So in lieu of assigning them 1 point, I'm just going to say skip grading. So I don't want the quiz to grade those. In what year was the Constitution written is going to be 1 point. Where do you find we the people? What right is not found in the First Amendment? 1 point each. Now that class is over with, which thinker do you have the most questions about? We're going to skip the grading there and describe one way that the ideas apply to you. We'll skip the grading on that one. We click continue. Now, you have to have an answer key. I'll get to your question in 1 second now, okay? Everyone here had told me what their names were when they took the quiz. I created one that said key. So that's my answer key. I'm going to say use the answer key as the key for the quiz. I click continue, it's grading the assignment, and we're done. It's now graded all those quizzes for you, okay, and gives you all the breakdowns of what everybody's scores are. Okay, Fritz got 100%, Sheldon got 100%. Okay, Timmy, Frank, Rose, we're going to put you guys in a small little group. And get you guys together. Okay, and then you can go through here and check out and see what they put for their answers. But now the really powerful part here is in data, in show summary of responses under form. This is what I love. Okay, so you have an opener going, the kids take the quiz. Those first few questions were designed as a way to see what they got from last night's reading. The French Revolution, 13 people said the French Revolution inspired the American Revolution. Unfortunately, the French Revolution was 1789. The American Revolution was 1776. So I need to reteach that. Okay, I need to jump in and say, no, guys, it's the other way around. The American Revolution inspired the French Revolution. 7 people got the Enlightenment. 1 person said Darwin, 1 person said the Scientific Revolution. But I have a huge misunderstanding in my class on the French Revolution. I got to nip that in the bud right away or I can't move on. Open-ended questions here. What are the top 3 reasons for the American Revolution? You just, Miley Cyrus's dance, obviously. All right. Packers won the Super Bowl, okay? We got some Boston Tea Party ones right here, okay? That's not bad. Boston Massacre. Too tired to read. Yes. All right, that's what we're going to hear on Tuesday. But you can look at these and get a sense as to what were the kids focusing on, what did they think was important, and once again, look for the trends, look for themes. Okay? Down here, some more pie charts. You can see how people did here. Constitution was written in 1787, my friends. 5 of you, 4 of you got it right. 1776 was the Declaration. As someone who's taught government, students frequently get those 2 documents mixed up all the time. We declare our independence, we have to fight a war, and then we get our government. And then, down at the bottom, now that class is over, which enlightenment thinker do you least understand? Great way for me to plan my lesson for tomorrow. Who do they get? Who do they not get? And I can see right here that it's pretty much split 4 ways. I better reteach that tomorrow morning because they're all over the board on who they do and don't understand.
Now, you said that you made your quiz, or you made your key while everybody else was
Yep, when I flipped that over, I made my key.
Is there a way for a student, when they get it done, to know immediately how they did
Yes.
on it?
Yes, you can set, that's all can be set up. I'm keeping it simple today. And like I said, I've not used this with students. I've used it very small with students in a couple of questions in a lab setting. All 4, I see this being the most powerful for telling me what do you have coming in, help me guide me at the beginning of the class or at the end. But yes, you can give them immediate feedback and responses. Anna, I said I'd get back to you.
Well, It was good that you had me wait because I think I know the answer to the question. Because I was wondering why you would do that rather than just go through Blackboard, but it's the analytical part.
Yeah, this is what blows me away when you can have all this. But something very similar to this can be done in Blackboard too. But I think this is really, really fast, you know. And I love the little charts that come up here at the end, and it gets generated really quick. Sometimes Blackboard doesn't do that for us. So, yeah.
Can the data for a single student in the spreadsheet be sent to a form so it looks like a normal test?
Can you send the data that a student is, so a student's answers?
Right. So
Can
we
you
put on
export that?
to a form so where you have the questions and the answers?
That I don't know. That I don't know. I mean, you get the spreadsheet, the student can get, you can set it up where the student will get their where they get their score and feedback back.
Okay.
Is that what you, in terms of a form like for record-keeping purposes or like to email home to parents, that I'm not sure of right now. That I don't know right now, if that can do that or not. Okay, any other questions at all?
The initial app that you showed, the mind map app, what is that called?
Lucid Chart, L-U-C-I-D C-H-A-R-T, Lucid Chart. All right, that's what I wanted to share. If you guys don't have any questions, I will let you go. I think you guys are choosing the session. I hope there's at least something you can walk away from and use somewhere in your classes. Thanks for coming.